So hello everyone. I am Mari Lewis, Ms Senior California USA 2020, and this will be my last and final Road to Pageant video. The pageant is over. They have picked their queen and they have picked her court, and long may they reign. It was a wonderful week. What can I say? It was a week of being in Las Vegas. It was a week of dressing up, putting on your finery, sitting around looking fabulous, and meeting new people. It was excellent. The only thing that I didn't do, which I had really said I was going to do, and that was to take a picture every day, take a video every day of my progress in the pageant, how it's going. But since this was a virtual pageant because of COVID, we were really not allowed to take pictures or video during rehearsal, and definitely not of the show taping. So luckily a couple of my friends showed up because they were part of the limited attendees, and they went on ahead and prepaid for the DVD that's going to be produced of this pageant. So I'm happy about that because they know that my really only reason for being there was so I can get pictures and video. And then they say we can't do any. So hopefully this will be ready in a month, maybe 30 days. And then I will be able to share some of snippets from the pageant through those DVDs. So I got two people who are going to be expecting their DVDs. Anyway, I did not get a chance to do a blow-by-blow of every day, but I did do some videos in my hotel room talking about the pageant and the people I've met and what we're going to do that day. To make it quicker, I decided to just go ahead and put the last video on, which was the morning of the pageant. And I happen to like that video. It kind of says all the things that came together. And so anyhow, just go ahead and I'm going to put it on so that you can just enjoy that snippet, and then I'll come back and do a final wrap up. So hello everybody, this is Mari Lewis, Ms Senior California USA. Well, today is day 4. This is it. This is the final day of the pageant. Yesterday was day 3, and I will be depending on a lot of the other people who were taking videos and pictures during the rehearsal because it was a very intense day. And the last thing I wanted to do was be in the middle of taking a picture and then they call you for something when they say, let's run over this again. So I just said, well, there are other people here who are doing that. So I would just make sure they have my email address so they can give me the picture. Past that, it's been very interesting. We're dealing with COVID, making sure that we stay compliant so that they don't shut us down or anything. And also, we are, kind of like the people that are setting the example about dealing with COVID and still, having a life, enjoying life. Now, I've already put my list up of Mari's picks for the pageant because some of the ladies, they're out there to win. They're putting their best foot forward. So I'm waiting definitely for it to be over so I can look at my picks and say, yeah, I was right on that one. Oops, that one, I'm surprised, but you never know. So anyway, oh yes, I did have someone ask me, says, what do you think your chances are? All right, I'm going to put it now because this is before pageant. This is before the judges make their decision, because I didn't want to say anything after pageant because I didn't want people thinking that I am sore loser, something like that. But let me tell you really, to me, what the pageant, the winner, the queen means. It's not so much you win a crown. It's not so much that you would be the title holder. What it really means to me, whoever wins the pageant, you become the face of that pageant. And that was really what is kind of important to me. It's kind of changing the face of the pageant. It can always go back to what it was, but that's kind of been my goal. So really, when people ask me, what do you think your chances are? My first thing is to say, nil to none, snowball's chance in hell. Absolutely. because you have to look at what's been picked. It's a business, and they have to pick what's best going to bring in funding and sponsorships and things for even the queen to do. Okay, so that's what my thing is. It's just, I'd love to win. I'd love to be queen. I would love to change the face of this pageant. They're in their 5th year, and like I said, they can always go back. But anyhow, so I'm going to wait until pageant is over, and then I'm going to pull out my little Mari's picks that I just wrote right now at 9 a.m. and just see would I do well as, a betting person. Anyway, heading down for breakfast. Then we have interviews, and at 1 o'clock today, the show begins. Thanks for following me, and smiles and sunshine. All right. I'm hoping that you enjoyed that little snippet. And I also wanted to add that morning when I had done Mari's picks for pageant, I don't know what's wrong with this, Mari's picks for pageant, I had texted my picks to some of my tribe and best friends, because it's kind of what we do, cosplay and all costume and stuff like that. We will sometimes say, oh, who do you see winning the masquerade? Who do you see winning this? So, pageant, cosplay, same thing, okay? So I had, that morning before I went to breakfast, I went on ahead and I sent some of my friends my Mari's picks. And on my Mari's picks, it also says why I picked those people. Now, this was only for queen and first runner-up, all right? Let me tell you, I nailed it 100%. Oh, I was just like going, I should be a fortune teller, a bookie. And I was just going, oh, I usually always miss one when I do a masquerade or something like that. It's like, But, I put on the business hat and said, this is about business, and made my choices, and I nailed it. I am so happy. I'm happy for the people that won. And like I said, this is now the end of my journey, and I am putting the pageant to bed, because now that chapter on my bucket list is done, and I can now move on to really quite a few projects that I kind of put on hold waiting for the pageant to finish, and then some new ideas that I have in mind that I said, all right, we need to get on the stick while we still have, mobility, and the cell phone still works. To get it done. But I want to thank everybody who came with me on my road, on my adventure, my journey, and it has been a lot of fun. But before I go, one of the things I wanted to say is that I wanted to put out there my philosophy of life that I did, because that's part of the categories, is that you have to tell people how you envision your future, your life, what your life has been like, or what you intend to pass on should you become queen, or just anybody. I'm sorry. And everybody that knows me, well, I'll say my tribe, my friends, my community that knows me, knows that I'm all about representation. I'm all about getting out there, because as I said in the video, I want to represent. Now, a few years down the road, maybe somebody will participate in this pageant who has my theme. And maybe by that time, the pageant will go, ooh, ah, and that person may move a little further up the food chain than I did. But I'm not going to but I'm not going to slam that door, because it's all about representation. What doesn't open for me, keep it open, because it'll open for someone else. And all I can say is that I hope whatever nursing home I'm in has television, or they're live streaming it, so that I can see that day. It's sort of like when Obama became president. It was all my grandmothers and great-grandmothers and my mothers and aunts' visions came through, and they just hit me like a rock. And it'd be the same thing for the pageant, like, oh, that person has my theme, and they're actually accepting it. It's fun. Anyway, my philosophy of life, and this is the way that I did it. I am a senior woman, but I ain't dead yet. I have spent my life representing, motivating, and inspiring my generation of ladies and people. Someone once asked me if there was anything that I could do to change my life, what would it be? My answer, nothing. Because my life has put me right here, right now. And I am still representing, motivating, and inspiring the next generation. Yes, I am a senior woman, but I ain't dead yet. Smiles and sunshine, everyone.